Good. Welcome to the Talkin Baseball pregame show. We're coming to you live at the Roosevelt Studios. That's RSVLTS. Got Jake sitting next to me. Got Trev in California. Producer Zach behind. You know, on radio shows they say like in the booth, but we don't have a booth, so I always just say in the corner. In
the corner.
Behind the desk. Over there. Over there's kind of funny.
Over there.
We got Zach over there. Welcome to the pregame show. We got another full slate of games, couple doubleheaders, some fun stuff going on today. Jake, how you doing?
Good, I'm good. I just clicked on Dick Groat's baseball reference page, so if you find me lost in the clouds, that's what I'm looking at.
Dick Groats?
Dick Groat. Great player. MVP. What year? Holy smokes. MVP 1960, Dick Groat. So I'm good, man. The baseball slate is picking up. The AL Central is starting to get going. I think that was something we were excited for before the season that has currently already developed. My White Sox are hot. The Twinkies are hitting. Cleveland's pitching is just doing stupid things right now. I might even save it a little more because that might be my what to watch for later. So I'm excited. Baseball's doing good things. Knock on wood, we haven't gotten any bad COVID stuff lately. So I'm doing pretty well. Trevor, Patrick, Plouffe.
What's up, guys? How are you doing?
This is Dick Groat.
That's Dick Groat. Things got a little heated before the show.
So hot.
Sometimes you need a little energy, and we just sparked it.
Bang.
Out of nowhere. I bet you guys didn't even realize that's what I was doing. Look at the freaking energy we got going here. Let's go, baby. Full slate of games today. Awesome baseball last night. Let's go. Jose Altuve, homer.
Trout, homer.
Dad Trout,
homer.
Jake's prediction, no homers.
My prediction of 2 for 3 people
yes
getting home runs was right, so I'm going to take that. So I think we're going to get hot. You
would take that.
I think we had a slow start. I think Homer Draft's about to get going. I'm excited.
Think so?
Yeah.
I'm on the board, so that's fantastic.
On the board, yes.
I love my picks today. I love them.
Oh.
My picks today are bad, but I like them.
I went bad picks today.
Well, I forgot that it's August 5th, and we're doing the whole you can't choose a guy, and I have Trout, so I figured why would I waste two big dudes
Oh, okay, I like
on the
that.
same day, so I went for lesser dudes, hoping Trout's
That's
in
interesting.
Seattle again.
Yeah.
We'll get to the Homer Draft when we get to it. Let's go straight to the games today. I'll go first with the East Coast, Jake.
Do it, baby.
The Marlins and the Orioles are squaring off for Game 2.
Do you want the background music by me?
Sure. Here we go. I can't hear
You didn't
anything
want me
out
to
of my
sing it?
headphones, though. I think they're really low.
Okay.
Do you have the music?
No, I don't have the headphones in.
There.
Oh,
Really
okay.
low.
It's there? It's really low. All right.
Perfect.
Here we go. Bam. All right. The Marlins and the Orioles are squaring off. The Marlins come back from quarantine with a whole new team, kind of like a replacement player situation. They win the first game. They're going up against Asher Wojciechowski today. Does Marlins have a starter?
I've got the Marlins with Eliezer Hernandez. Are they playing a doubleheader?
Could be. No idea. Baseball Reference is kind of struggling to keep up with the games.
I have Cobb versus Eliezer Hernandez.
I think there's a game going on right now. Is there not?
Is there? I don't know. The Yankees and Phillies are squaring off in a doubleheader. McCutchen all mad at the Marlins, screaming and yelling at them. He's got a very valid point to do so. But they have a doubleheader today, so I'm excited for the 7-inning game. See how that goes. We got Nola versus Happ, and then Wheeler versus Yankees bullpen, I think. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Marlins and Orioles play again with Cobb on the bump. So that's fun. Mets and Nationals square off. Battle of ex-teammates and Cy Young winners. Is that correct? Porcillo, Pretty Ricky versus Mad Max. Ooh, Pretty Ricky versus Mad Max could make for a really nice poster. Red Sox and Rays. Yarbrough, our dude, friend of the program, had a good start but took the loss last time going up against Martin Perez, who had a bad start and took the loss as well. Or he's 1-1 on the season. Anything else going on? Blue Jays and Braves meet up. Ryu trying to right his wrongs. Same with Sean Newcomb. Two dudes who have ERAs that start with 8. Ugly.
A little bit of foreshadowing.
UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. Jake's ugly. And that's what's going on in the East Coast.
Yep. Just tightening up the loose screws. The Orioles are doing a double dip. 5:05 start. into an 8:05 start. They're doing a straight through 7-inning double, as are the Yanks. So yeah, this East Coast that we were slow for a couple days because of some COVID
ramping
stuff.
Back up.
Now we're doubling down.
So how many games is that? That's 7 games today?
Something like that. Yeah, I think so. So 7 games in the East today. Lot of action.
Lot of action. Yeah,
the Phillies were supposed to be playing the Marlins, but that got postponed. So now the Marlins are playing the Orioles and the Phillies are playing the Yankees. This is a season that we'll never forget.
Making it up on the fly. I like it. I'm excited for the doubleheader. I don't want 7-inning doubleheaders to come back, but just because of the Yankees situation, like if they go to bullpen game and you work your way, Chad Green opener, Britton, Ottavino, Lasagna, like you can the bullpen 7-inning bullpen day is great, and then you also, I mean, a starter can go complete game shutout. Cole's getting the chance on Saturday, so I'm excited about that. Other than that, there's not much going on. Blue Jays could use a nice outing from Ryu. More on that later, I think.
Get it on track, Ryu. Get it on track. Rays got they needed a win last night. They got it. Yarborough, friend of the pod, versus Martin Perez. Couple lefty on lefty matchups in the East. How about that?
What to watch for yesterday was Austin Meadows' return to the Rays.
Yeah.
Could he spark the offense? And he did.
Yeah.
2-4, had an RBI, came back. They ended up winning that game. They need him in the lineup.
Two for 4. He's the biggest threat, and I think he got robbed by JBJ. I think that nasty JBJ catch was on Meadows.
Kind of a little, jam shot, but yeah, JBJ definitely robbed him.
It was.
But he does that.
He does that. He covered ground.
When you hit a ball like that with a guy
awesome.
like JBJ, you're like, that's
don't tell Kiermaier about him.
Who?
Don't talk to Kiermaier about JBJ.
Oh, I won't.
Or anybody else.
I won't.
Not even close.
I won't.
LOL.
I won't.
The other thing is the Red Sox are just full tank mode, I feel like.
Get that draft pick, baby.
Did you see Renicky said, like, he doesn't see why not – he's like, I'm going to play Benintendi and JBJ even though they've been slumping really hard. I don't see how not playing them would be better or something like that. It's a weird – he's full of weird quotes.
A little bit. I mean, I kind of see what he's saying. There's
horrible position, man. Like, how are you supposed to do – I mean, the starters he's rolling out, you have no chance to win the amount of games you need to win.
They're not trying. That's the thing, I think.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be full sell. I'm kind of excited about that. How many pieces can Heim – that's a good first test for him. How many pieces can he get rid of? Anyway.
I think Red Sox fans should be like kind of excited for this. It's a weird season. They're going to lose a bunch of games. They're going to get a high draft pick like we talked about yesterday. Like, just enjoy it. Like, forget about the season. Like, maybe you'll see some –
That's what I told Sheedy today on Twitter. I was like, when the Yankees were bad in 2016 and we're selling pieces for the first time ever, I was excited about it. I was like, Cash, trade Beltran, trade Chappie, trade Miller, trade
There's some pretty good
McCann.
players coming out in this draft.
Yeah.
You got the 2 pitchers from Vanderbilt. Like, you get a top 2 pick, you're going to get either was it Plezak and what's the other guy's name?
And Kumar Rocker and is Leiter technically in this draft now, or I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's Leiter, not Plezak.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Plezak's already doing it, but Vandy, go Doors. I think everyone agrees. So
go Doors. All right, Jake, what's going on in the Central?
In the Central, I'm centraled up, man. I am all sorts of centraled. Trevor Plouffe, Minnesota Twins. Some people call him the Derek Jeter of Minnesota. Randy Dobnak versus Trevor Williams, friend of the pod. 9-2 versus 2-9. Not so great for the Pirates so far. We love you, Cole Tucker. Reds versus Indians, the Ohio Bowl. TJ Antone, not super familiar with him, getting the pill for Cincy versus Mike Clevenger, currently the weak spot on the Cleveland staff. Some sick numbers out of there.
How about that?
The Cubs and the Royals. Who Darvish?
Who?
You Darvish letting it rip against Chris Bubich. Another young guy for the Royals out there. 9-2 Cubs, 3-9 Royals. How about that? And my White Sox, 6 in a row, people. They're going up against the Brewers. Adrian Hauser versus Dallas Keuchel. That's a low-key fun pitching matchup, and that's what's going on in the Central today.
Damn, not 7 games. Boring.
Cards and Tigers are tapped out because of COVID cards.
The COVID cards,
cards.
What are they? They're supposed to be They're supposed to be back on Friday. That's what people are saying. They've been doing better on their tests. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Yeah, I wouldn't pencil them in till Monday. If they get him back for Friday, that'd be cool, but we'll see.
Yeah. A lot of pressure on Darvish.
Okay.
6 good starts in a row by the Cubs. You do not want to be the starter that goes out there and fucks up that streak.
You're also, though, a big starter passes on the energy the next day, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So that wouldn't be pressure. That would be.
Well, he's getting so much.
Feeling it.
He's getting so much energy passed his way that if he messes
Now
up
it's
at this
pressure.
point,
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of like what's that game? I was gonna talk about an obscure game.
Okay.
Horse.
Horse.
Playing horse. That's not obscure. I'll do a different reference. Playing horse, and everyone makes the shot. Now you step up, and you miss it. It's like, Jesus, dude. Everyone's been doing it. So 7 or 6 good starts in a row for the Cubs. Hendricks kept it going. You's got to keep it going against the Royals.
Yeah.
Hey, Brewers got to go. They got to go. Tonight against Keuchel. Got to show it.
Hauser had a good first start.
I'm just looking at these standings now. I mean, obviously the Cubs are doing so well. Then you got the Reds kind of middling around. Pirates doing what the Pirates are doing. But the Brewers are too good of a team. I mean, obviously they lost Kane and Braun, so they're missing that thump. Ben Gamble stepped it up. You're a homer guy. You missed the days. He's been hitting a ton of homers.
So you got
good.
2 on the season now?
Trev, do you mind if I ask you a baseball question?
It was a rough morning, but let's go.
It was a beautiful morning. I thought you were just lighting a spark. Anyways, someone like Dallas Keuchel, you're not too scared of the strikeout. I don't know your career stats against Keuchel, but is that a more of a mental battle? Are you, it's almost like you're not going to be able to barrel something up. Do you have to be almost pickier with your pick selection? Like what kind of goes through that process?
I mean, he's a nibbler, so he wants to start the ball on the plate and end it off the plate. So you really just have to be patient with him. And it's difficult when you have a guy like that. He's, throwing upper 80s, hitting low 9s every once in a while. So you feel really confident, and it looks like you can barrel everything up. That's what he preys on. He wants you to think that because he's going to present it as a strike, and he wants it out of the strike zone, or at least in your blue zone as it crosses the plate. So my approach against him is always on the dish. Don't really try to pull him, even though sometimes you really want to. If you try to pull him, that's working right into his game. He's got that sinker down and away. So you just got to be patient and, kind of use the whole field. When you get too aggressive against Keuchel, it works in his advantage. So we'll see what the guys do against him. I always liked facing him. I don't think I had great numbers against him, but
4 for 15 with a walk, 267, 313 on base percentage, 3 doubles.
Yeah, I'm sure I got myself out a ton against him being too aggressive. And
he struck you out 5 times.
Would have had to learn to be patient against a guy like that.
April 14th, 2017, he struck you out 3 times.
That's tough. I was a really bad player. Was that 2017 you said?
2017. You were with Oakland.
Really bad player, 2017.
That was early. Yeah.
But then the next time you faced him with Oakland, you opened up with a double. And then a deep line out.
Yeah, he's like I said, he preys on aggressive swings, so you have to be patient.
You were aggressive in 2017. Most of your at bats ended before the 4th pitch was thrown.
I was a very bad player in 2017.
Same.
Yeah.
Trevor,
depends on the sport for me.
Any games in the Western Hemisphere?
We got a full slate, baby. I love it. And those 7-inning games here. We got the Giants. Real games. We got the Giants visiting Jake's Rocks, Logan Webb versus John Gray. The Rockies are just not stopping. Nolan Arenado was on display last night. I don't know if you guys saw the home run he hit, but it was like a 4-iron off the tee. Yeah. It didn't get higher than 15 feet off the ground. He's a stud. Rangers battling the Oakland Athletics, who won on a walk-off grand slam by Piscotty. 1 pitch from Jesse Chavez out to center. Our boy, friend of the pod, Kyle Gibson, goes up against Sean Manaea. Gibson's got a 0 ERA. He did give up some runs, but it was because of an error in his first start. Astros took it to the D-backs last night. Now they got Lance McCullers going against Robbie Ray. I think that's a sneaky, sneaky good pitching matchup. I'm excited to see that game. Madison Bumgarner hit 4 people in the game last night. Didn't matter. He got shelled. Who was it? Correa and Altuve hit homers against him. Dodgers Did they lose to the Padres last night? I think they did.
I think they won because I think they were tied 7-3
They won.
in
I
the
didn't
standings.
see the end. I didn't see the end of the game. Dodgers going to Padres. Ross Stripling versus Garrett Richards. That is my what to watch for later in the day. We'll talk about it. Then rounding it out, Mike Trout's Angels up in Seattle. Julio Teheran versus Marco Gonzalez. Two teams who we don't really care about too much. Sad to say, but we like Mike Trout back there.
Ooh.
I hope Shohei continues to play. They say he can still DH. I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't know what they do with him, because
Don't
That was
pitch him
disappointing.
40-plus innings if you think he might be hurt.
Yeah.
Is what I would have done with him, but
yeah, right. The hell. But anyway, I mean, I think I'd like him as a pitcher more than a hitter.
his hitting's been really good too.
I
It's
know,
tough.
but he can throw 100 from the mound.
It gets so tricky in the short season too.
I think you hit him the rest of the short season, hope his arm heals, try him out as just a pitcher next season. Because if you can just pitch and just hit, I think you'd rather the pitcher that can throw 100 as a starter with 4 pitches than
The Angels
DH.
need pitching. I agree with that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, it's a longer
So much.
conversation.
He was our. I don't know if he's a sleeper for AL MVP, but we all pegged him as a really good sprinkle bet.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Sprinkle ain't looking
Sorry
good.
you lost money on that one.
Dodgers did win last night.
Yeah.
Good Dustin May start.
Man,
Dustin.
screw that one up. I thought the Padres closed it out. Maybe that was the day before. A lot of baseball.
A lot of baseball, man. A lot of baseball. I think. I mean, you covered it. My Rockies are studs. We all knew that. Anything in the West you want? Dad Trout, Jim, you were all over that. First homer draft pick on the board.
Some good pitching matchups on the West Coast. It seems like that's always kind of the case with the West. They have some good pitchers out there.
Houston kind of started going last night. Watch out for their FU tour if their bats light up.
What good pitching matchups are you looking at? I guess
I
because
like-
you like Garrett Richards, but I just haven't seen it for a while, so it doesn't stand out to me.
Yeah, he's okay. That's my what to watch for. Are we going into that?
Yeah.
Go into it.
So Garrett Richards is one of those guys. If he can turn it on, and if you just look at his stats over his career, when he's healthy, he's been a top of the rotation type guy. And if the Padres just find a diamond in the rough like that and can add it to the Laments and the Paddocks, and they have all of a sudden kind of like a top 3 starting rotation with the offense they have and the defense that they can play, then we can really start talking about the Padres like, hey, they could be for real, not just one game over 500 like I bet, but they could actually make a run with the expanded playoffs, and then who knows what happens. You guys know the playoffs are a freaking crapshoot. So if Garrett Richards can step up and be the guy that he has been in his career, that is a huge, huge boost for the Padres. And again, if that happens, we'll be looking at them as an actual playoff contender instead of just like, hey, they could do some things. Like maybe there are times next year, 2 years after that. It'd be this year if that's the case. So that's my what to watch for. I think I faced him. He is in the book, but he's never fun to face. He's got a fastball that cuts at like 94. He's got that nasty curveball. He's got everything you need. It's just about being healthy and getting on track. And it looks like so far that he's been able to do that.
All right. I like it. Yeah, none of the starting pitching matchups like jump out for me, but I see what you're saying. Like it could be very good, and it's a game changer for the Padres. I like that.
I like McCullers and Ray. I think Ray is one of those guys that, he's doesn't get talked about enough. And Lance McCullers is a great pitcher too. And he's kind of got this thing where I think people really hate him. Obviously got the Astros thing.
Yeah,
it's also not very
he's kind of been like annoyingly outspoken, but so have I. So same boat.
It's a very, maybe this is East Coast douchey, but it is a nice West Coast pitching matchup. Like McCullers, what are you the guy with the dominant slider and you're going to step up for Houston? Robbie Ray has been everyone's trade deadline dream piece for a little while. Like he's going to come over, figure it out with you. Gibby and Manaya's fun. Friend of the pod, Kyle Gibson. So yeah, I like it. A lot of, not necessarily ones, but some fun pitching matchups in the West.
I was going to do McCullers and Robbie Ray. Well, I wasn't going to do the pitching match. I was just going to do the game itself. But I'm going to pivot, but I'll say it really quickly. I was just saying that this game is interesting to me because I think if the Astros win again, they cement themselves as like, okay, we're doing well. We're top team, 7 wins. I bet they wish they were one of the early teams of 7 wins. They weren't. And if the Astros win, the D-backs are now 3-9, and I think they've dug themselves a really deep hole in a short season. So I thought that game was good to watch for because the D-backs need to win. But I'll pivot because I think the matchup in the West is Logan Webb and John Gray, two guys that have had 2 starts so far and pitched well, but neither of these 2 pitchers has been allowed to go a third time through the lineup yet. So they've both been pulled. Like, I think games 1 for both pitchers, they were 18 batters faced, 19 batters faced. Like, we're not even doing it. Game 2, I think I had it up. They got 20 batters faced and 20-something batters faced. But they're both doing well. So I'm interested to see if this is a battle of managers to see which is going to let the other guy go a third time through the rotation, if the score allows them to. These pitchers are asking for it, saying, I could do it. Give me the ball. Let me go through it again. But that's a big thing this day in baseball. So it's like a weird under-the-radar pitching matchup. Both those guys. You need to go 3 times through if you want to be looked at as like a legit starter. So both these guys haven't been allowed to, and I bet they're both itching to.
Okay.
John Gray's had a weird career. I mean, you can speak on this more than I can, Jake, but when I look at him, I'm like, that guy has like ace potential, like stuff. Then he's also quietly put together a few high 4s, 5 ERA years. And then in between those, he's put some ERAs in the 3. So it's like, it's time. He's 28 years old now. Like, come out and be dominant this year. And the Rocks really need that. And if he can, it's another team. It's like, did we overlook him? Probably. I think that offense is that good. We always said they needed pitching, and it seems like they found it.
Yeah, the 2018 is a little bit of an outlier for John Gray. If you look at the FIP, if you're a FIP guy, the FIP was actually kind of there. And it's tough. Coors Field's brutal, man. I think you can lose a year quick on you. He led the league in earned runs, gave up that year. Everything around it's pretty good. So, and Herman Marquez, my guy, he shoved last night. So John Gray a little bit keep the baton going, Jim. So excited to see it. Rocks, just keep getting wins while you can, man. And you're gonna be there. So excited.
Are they gonna make a splash?
No.
You don't think so?
What's a splash?
Go get JBJ. They need people that can catch balls.
I don't think so. I mean, I think
like you always talk about the outfield. That could be something great for them.
I think Monfort's a little
JBJ and Pilar and just make a defensive replacement outfield.
I think Monfort's a little tight with the money. That they're kind of keeping things in house, and they more so they believe in this like young core. If they get anything, it's got to be pitching.
Yeah,
I mean
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
The guys in their bullpen, man, are not a lot of names you're familiar
go get Workman.
Go get Workman. How about that? Workman and JBJ. I still can't picture JBJ in another uniform. We'll see. Prove me wrong, Heim. I'm giving you time. Go check it out on the website. My what to watch for, I prefaced it. The AL Central, something that we thought would be one of the fun parts of this baseball season, is off and running, and I love it. The Indians are pitching out of their mind. Like I said, Clevenger is currently the weak link, a guy that was one of the favorites to win the AL Cy Young this year. They're 6-6. Their hitting has been putrid. Franmil Reyes hits his first home run yesterday. Their outfielder I think their outfielders are hitting 121 this year with a 121 slugging. So they need a little more help with that lineup. I think they'll start getting it in Franmil and just 1 or 2 guys with that pitching. My White Sox are hot. They're going. And the Twins, I mean, they're twinning it up and raking. So I'm just locked in on that Central race. I think it's already in full sprint mode. I think it's going to be fun here on out. I'm excited to see when these teams start locking up. It's going to be Diesel, but it's already on. So I'm just in the Central.
Normal season at 100 games, you're scoreboard watching, right?
Right.
So
crazy to think that these teams aren't going to match up into the playoffs. Like usually if you're an AL team, you play everybody. But, because of the season we're in, like we're not going to get a matchup of a White Sox Yankees or a Twins Yankees until the playoffs. It's a weird season. So and I don't know if I like that better or I don't like it. I think I like it better. Just like here, boom, here it is, playoffs. Doesn't matter what happened. Go after each other.
I always – Jake has won me over on interleague play, but I do love the old school idea of when you get to the World Series, these teams have never seen each other, nor have they seen teams that they can do the cross compare. Like, well, they lost to the Reds and we beat the Reds, so like there's just like no idea of how to scale them against each other. I do like that. So we're getting that this year. So I think that's a fun aspect. But
our best versus your best.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like, as a player, I'm not sold on the interleague play. Like, it's whatever. I think for the fans, it makes a ton of sense. That's kind of what it's all about. But yeah, this is going to be one of those years, man.
Get Miguel Sano in front of everyone. You know, Trev?
Okay.
Show off them thighs.
Sano?
Yeah, so know what I'm saying?
Sano. All right, let's move on to Homer Draft. It's the Homer Draft. I do not have a 0 next to my name for the first time all season.
Big.
Very exciting.
Big.
Very exciting.
Dad Trout.
Dad Trout, which means I have Dad Trout on the board again today as against the Mariners in Seattle as well. So I'm excited about that. I do think he's going to get me another today. I'm feeling real good about it.
Too.
So his numbers in Seattle are out.
Did you guys see that home run too?
Yeah, just
it's
kind of
so
flicked it.
Silly. Outside curveball, not a home run swing, and there she goes.
Yeah.
It's just compact, man.
Yeah, he was fooled by it, but he was able to like keep his hands back, and then he just has like so much power.
Stupid.
Like,
it's a nut job. Jake is the only person that did not get a homer last night, so I will let you go first.
Oh, I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I dug in today. I don't know. I'm in a little bit of a slump now. I said it yesterday. I was the most recent to get one. Today I am the furthest from getting one. So I'm going to do a couple deep cuts before I go back to the big guy. See if I can kind of get a miracle one. I'm going Asdrubal Cabrera versus Rick Porcello.
So I knew you were going to do that. I did it as well because we just both hate Porcello. Or not hate. We just think he's really not
I just
good.
think Porcello's kind of washed.
Don't even say it. You've never really thought he was good.
Oh, I've never really liked Porcello. I mean, there was a time when he was good. He was never Cy Young.
No, but he'd always shut down the Yankees, and you'd be like, how?
Yeah, it was very frustrating, like 80 pitches. Anyways, Asdrubal Cabrera, he's doing it. Howie Kendrick came back yesterday, 4 for 4 with a homer. Every day the Nats just get you with a different guy. I think they only have one person on their team with 2 home runs right now. So I think the Nats are back to being the Nats, and I'm going with Ass Crabs against pretty Ricky Porcello. And then I'm going with my guy Yandy Diaz. Took baseball by storm with his playoff performance when he hit 2 home runs in the wild card game. What was that, against the A's, his first 2 at-bats. He's got some good splits, lefty on righty, so I'm stealing from Trev's theory a little bit. And they get Martin Perez from Boston. So I'm taking big Yandy Diaz. Again, a couple deeper cuts today. If I could steal one, I'm hoping that gets the ship back on track for me.
Yandy doesn't have an extra base hit on the season.
It's time.
So it would be his first extra base hit. He was hitting putrid in July, but in August, he's got 3 hits in his last 3, or 4 hits in his last 3 games. So maybe, Jake, but yeah, it would be his first extra base hit.
And by the way, I have a theory I kind of want to bounce off you guys. It's like,
Okay.
we had guys come into the season. They're kind of hot. They were feeling it. I think we're about to see that second stream of guys. Like, if you came into the season cold and you had a little bit of a slump, you had your, 2 for 17 or whatever, now's when you're about to get hot. So I think we're going to see a new group of guys. The guys who started the season cold are about to turn it on. So like I mentioned Fran Mill before, I think you're going to see a lot of guys like that kick into gear now that they got a week and a half in.
Okay. All right. Trev?
Like you, Jim, I was successful last night in my homer draft pick. I chose Altuve against Bumgarner, and sure enough, first at bat, he cranked one, a deep homer too. So I got him going up against, who is it, Robbie Ray today. See how that works out. But I stuck with my plan, and I added a little bit of an extra, I don't know how you say it. I like the young guys. So I went right-handers with power against left-handed pitchers, but then I also added the young aspect to it. I stayed in the same game, and I took Bo Bichette facing off against Sean Newcomb. He's 0 for 2 against him, but I think it's a good pick there. And from that same game, I also took Acuna versus Ryu. He's 0 for 5 against him. But again, I think it's a good bet. Sticking with my babies and the right-handers against left-handers. So I have Altuve, Acuna, and Bichette.
Bichette would also be a first home run on the season. So you guys are both getting first on the board there. Acuna's popped one right. Is he still struggling, though?
He's not doing great. But, a game like this where he can kind of relax, like he knows he's faced Ryu before, he's not going to gas you up, I think can get him going.
He had a double yesterday. I'm not sure if it was a hard shot. I'm not sure if it was deep. I'm not sure if it was a liner down the line. Ground ball with eyes. But nice picks. I mean, Acuna's a big one. You might have wanted to wait until he was in a hot stretch to get him.
I might get him started.
Starts today.
Getting him started? Okay.
Starts today.
I like that. All right, so I have Mike Trout on the board. So as you heard on the top of the show, I didn't want to waste another big name because once we choose someone, we cannot choose them again until the month is over. So I went looking for weird matchups and bad pitchers. I did the same thing Jake did. I don't think Pretty Ricky's that good. He averaged a home run a game last year, basically. I think he gave up 30 home runs in 31 games or something like that. He hasn't given up a home run yet this season, so he's due to get bombed. I went with Thames. Little lefty, big guy, slugger. I believe it would be his first of the season, so I'm with you guys. We all have first. And then I chose a guy who popped a home run yesterday against a pretty good pitcher, I believe. And who did he face? Forget. Travis d'Arnaud. He popped a home run yesterday. His home runs come in bunches. He had like a 3 home run. He had like 3 home runs in 2 games last year. Then he had 3 home runs in 1 game last year. Then he had like 2 home runs in 2 games. So his home runs come in bunches. So I'm just thinking he's got a little good feeling. He steps into the box against Ryu, who's been struggling like crazy. So I have d'Arnaud, Thames. It's Thames or Tim's? We always get it wrong, and they because the Yankees have a guy with the same exact spelling but pronounces it Tim's, and we always mix it up. People get mad at us. I'm taking those 2 on top of Mike Trout.
I like it. Acuna, I want to correct myself because we know he started off poorly, but his last 7 games, 9 for 27, 455 OBP, 593 slugging. So he's getting there.
Getting there. Here comes the Moondog tonight.
I could see it. I could see maybe 2. I could see 2 tonight.
I like the Thames pick. Guys, I'm not putting another Jakey prediction on it because I'm so fire. But I think our homer draft's about to get going. I think we got something now.
Nice. Am I wrong on d'Arnaud? Didn't he homer last night?
I mean, I love you, Jake. I love your optimism, your positivity.
I'm just telling you. I felt it yesterday. I'm feeling it today.
Okay.
I'm getting worried. Yes, he homered last night. No, they didn't play yesterday. Or he didn't play yesterday. He homered in his last game.
Okay.
And that's all that matters.
Now he's strong.
Yes, he's well rested. And I thought it was DeGrom. Yes, he homered off DeGrom. So that's why I was like, if he's homering off DeGrom,
Peacock,
he's going to get some. Like he homered off Chapman like 5 times in a row once he got Aroldis. So I think that's why I took him.
Okay.
I'm excited about it.
Go Marlins.
Moving on to Jimmy's dumb prop bet of the day.
Yes.
Yesterday we all got it wrong. Yesterday's prop bet was what was yesterday's?
It was Singer and Hendricks versus Bieber.
Singer and Hendricks versus Bieber. Who would get more strikeouts? Bieber only struck out 8. Singer struck out 8 himself, and then Hendricks got a handful, so that put him over the edge.
Like that.
So we were all wrong. 0 for 3 across the board. We have 2 doubleheaders today. We're going game 1 versus game 2. More runs, Trev. And I need your insight here.
Hold on. Start over.
There's 2 doubleheaders tonight. Marlins and Phillies. No. God damn it, Jimmy, you dumb piece of shit.
I got you. Marlins, Orioles.
Marlins, Orioles, they're playing too.
The Yankees and the Phillies.
Yankees and the Phillies are playing too.
Correct.
Game 1s versus game 2s.
Holy shit.
More runs. I don't think there's any strategy or logic here. I'm trying.
I think just look at the pitching matchup.
Now, I wanted to do like Yanks Phils in both games versus Miami and Baltimore, but then I was like, nah, that's too, you can actually work out some logic. So we're just going game 1 versus game 2.
Okay.
You doing? What are you looking
I've
up?
got a lot of research on this.
Okay, Jake's doing some
Yeah,
research.
I need to know the probable pitchers again. I need to go back to that.
The probable pitchers, I believe, for the Yankees is Hap and bullpen day. So, I mean, Michael King, Johnny Lasagna, David Hale, Chad Green, they're all going to get multiple innings for the Yankees. For the Phillies, I think they're running out Nola and Wheeler.
Monty's not pitching today.
It's a big day for the Phillies.
They haven't
man.
announced it.
The Yankees are doing funny business.
The Yankees are waiting to the last second, so
the
the Phillies
Marlins
can't
don't
prep.
have their second protected game, so it is.
I'm just
a lot
going to
of funny
guess.
business.
This is a guessing prop.
I think it's just
game 1s versus game 2s is
yes,
what we're doing.
Yes, more runs.
I think the day games are better to hit in, so I'm going to say the early game.
Now, Travis,
That was just how I felt.
is there any thought that game 1, if a team gets out to a 4-0 lead, everyone kind of just goes through the motions and gets the 7 innings over to start game 2 because you don't want a slugfest to push everything deep into the night? Does that cross players' minds?
It's never been done before, so I have no idea.
I'm going game 2s. I'm going game 2s.
I'm going to go, yeah. My only logic is that I liked hitting in day games better. So I'm going game 1.
I have no idea the stats, but I always think day games are usually getaway days, and usually people want to play those as fast as possible and just get done with them. So I usually feel like there's less offense and long games
Okay.
in day games. I have no idea. There's stats to back that up that could prove me wrong instantly. I just
Sure.
don't know them. So I'm going to go.
It's tough.
I mean, you're playing in 2 parts.
I'm going game 1s because I think Hap's going to let up a bunch of runs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going game 1.
I can see Wheeler and the Yankees bullpen shoving game 2. I have no idea what's going on in Florida.
Right now they've got Wheeler game 1. Right now ESPN has Monty game 1. So
they're all over the place.
the Yankees are doing big time funny business right now.
Okay.
The whole thing's a mess.
And I was like, I don't know who's pitching for anybody today.
Are your guys' picks locked in? Because
I know.
I have a part of my theory for game 2.
I'm
but
not officially locked in
Okay,
yet.
then I don't want to share it yet.
Okay.
I'm looking for-
I got to put my feet back on the ground,
Okay.
ground myself. I'm going to flip this remote, and this will be how I choose
Okay.
this game.
Remote flip.
It's buttons up, day, buttons down, night. Night game for me. I'm taking game 2s, and if that works, I'm going to be a remote flipper from now on. Jake, what's your theory? I'm locked.
I think game 1s we're gonna get some shadows.
Maybe that's also why people don't hit well in game
I think we're
1s.
gonna have shadow
Good point.
innings.
When are these games starting? I need to look at that.
It's a
Three.
4. It's a 4 and a 5.
Mm,
I think we're gonna get some shadows. So
you will.
I'm playing that card.
Unless it's cloudy.
No idea. Yeah, nobody knows anything.
I'm sticking with game 1. I do like that's a great theory though, Jake.
Thank you.
Oh, I have the stats here. Hitters in day games versus night games. I don't know what they're using here. What is this, Jake?
Oh, I wouldn't read any of those numbers.
I think it's those. I don't know what. It was all like fantasy numbers. It was like not the results of the game, but the results of your fantasy picks. There's an easy way to find these numbers. I'm going to stall for 3 more seconds as this link loads. And if this link doesn't have it, I'll bow out and we'll end the show. But this one says day versus night game baseball splits. And if they don't have a graph, OPS and home runs. OPS drops from 721 to 704 as the game time shifts later. And home runs are hit at a rate of 4 per game at night versus 9. So day games average more hitting according to this random article that I have no idea from 2011.
Perfect.
So I don't put any stock into that.
Analytics.
Yeah. That's the show. Thanks for
Oh,
tuning
man, I got
in.
so much to say.
What's that?
End the show.
We're out.
Thanks, everyone.